It is the Riot Podcast, the Wednesday, March 29th edition of the Riot Podcast. Of course, winners of the... we've never won anything, have we?
We've never won a thing.
Yeah.
As a group here.
We've never gotten an award. For the Riot, anyways, for this podcast.
We've never gotten one.
Have you ever won awards in life?
I've won various awards.
How long has it been?
Years.
You still got your trophies from when you played like Little League baseball and whatever?
I think my parents probably do.
They do?
Yeah, I'm sure they do at my parents' house. I'm trying to remember awards that I've won in my life.
Uh-huh.
In college, I won a radio award.
Okay.
It was very fantastic.
Very prestigious.
Very prestigious
you put
radio
that on your
award.
resume?
I did.
Oh.
Killer award. In college, I won a radio award. I also won Best Smile once.
Oh, did you? In your yearbook?
That was in college as well.
Oh, was there a lot of choices or?
There was people in there.
Yeah.
I mean, there was other people around.
It's crazy that your best smile is wasted on radio. Isn't
I
it?
know, right?
Yeah.
I also, when I was in high school, I won Most Likely to Be on TV.
You know what? It's crazy. And here you wind up on the radio. It's crazy that, like when you're growing up, there's so many awards, and then when you become an adult, there's really
There's
not
no
very many.
awards.
Hardly any awards.
It's ridiculous.
I was trying to think of if the Riot, if our podcast was to win an award, what even award would that be? What awards do they give out to podcasts? The
I don't even
potties?
know.
Is that what they call them? The potty
potties,
awards?
The potty awards. Maybe we
Yeah.
should start them.
Ooh, and then we can give one to ourselves.
Precisely. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, the Riot, winners of the potty awards.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember any other awards that I've won. I've won Most Likely to Be on TV.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you've won a lot of awards.
Have you ever won an award?
Not a real award. Like I said, as an adult, like as a grown up, when I was a kid, I won a few championships, got some game balls, things of that nature. But
I have a ring actually. From playing college lacrosse.
From winning a championship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I've got a ring. That wasn't an individual award though, so it doesn't
You put
feel
that on your
special.
dating profile?
Should I have a picture of my ring? Should I wear it one day into the studio?
NCAA college lacrosse champion.
Should I should wear it sometime into the studio.
Yeah.
That'd be a big
should do
flex.
that
It's
tomorrow.
huge. It looks way too big on my finger. But other than that,
you got to show it off.
Awards, none as of late.
Well, one day,
I could use one. I'm starving for an award right about now.
the journey to RadioU winning awards starts today.
Yeah, we can only hope so. So if you guys could just start nominating us, that'd be great.
That'd be perfect.
We would love that.
Right.
And once Nikki gets back, obviously, then you can.
That'll just shoot our
put us
chances through the roof.
right over the top.
So a great podcast today. Also, I'll mention, we're not going to spoil what's in the podcast. You're already listening. Just listen all the way, or watching. Just watch all the way through. But I will tell you that on the RadioU Riot Facebook page and YouTube channel, what you can also find is our Van Leeuwen ice cream after show. We have 7 flavors of ice cream we're going to be trying. And so that video will be up for you to check that out as well.
Boom.
And that's it. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Your For You page would be a lot more fun if it had Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah. Follow at RadioU Official on TikTok. The Riot. RadioU.
Now, this is a great video. Have you seen the TikTok of the Amazon delivery driver who arrives to deliver a package at a police standoff?
I have not seen this.
You've got to check this out. It is a young fella. He's got a small package, and he's got. I mean, there's probably a dozen police cars there. Apparently, the police were at a man's house to execute a search warrant to pick up a guy, and so they've got the house surrounded. They're in negotiations with the guy who's inside the house, and the Amazon package, it's got to be delivered somehow, right? It can't just sit there. So the Amazon delivery driver kind of runs up and, run is a strong word. The Amazon delivery driver walks up slowly, kind of like he's hoping it's all going to just diffuse as he's walking up, even though there's dozens of police cars. The police are not paying attention at first to him at all. They're completely focused on the house. But then as he kind of starts to enter the perimeter, they have to shoo him away. And so apparently he had to mark the package he had to take a picture of the package and mark that it was kind of delivered.
Yeah, a little bit.
As best as he could do. But What would you do if it was you?
I mean, there's no way I'm walking up there. There's 12 police cars sitting there. I can't believe he went that far.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought was going to happen.
Like, it's a straight up standoff, and he's just walking up in his little Amazon uniform. You know, he has to take a picture of the box, too, like where he puts it down.
Uh-huh.
And so all these things, like, I just don't think that I would have went up there. Also, the police officers are just letting him walk up there.
Yeah, well, they have bigger concerns at first. At least you would think. I mean, and they've got him way outnumbered. Judging by the number of police cars, you can see a few of the police people there. He's not a concern. He's just delivering a package.
It's funny, too, because they end up taking the package from him and just kind of like throwing it in the yard.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it actually got delivered.
That's what he would have done anyways if the police weren't there. So
yeah, it's just funny that it's not going to get to the door.
I imagine as the police officers there, some of them probably clocked him and they're like, well, surely he's not going to come all the way. He sees us here, right? He sees all the flashing lights. He sees the dozens of police cars that he had to pull up through to park. Surely he's not coming to this house and he's going to see all of the hullabaloo going on and turn around. And he never does until he's confronted by a police officer.
And then they just take the package and just kind of toss it in the yard and say that's good enough.
That's about as good as... You know what they should have done is they should have given him the megaphone and had him negotiate.
Come on out. I've got a package for you.
Yeah, you're not getting your whatever's in here. You're not getting your new pair of socks unless you come on out and show yourself. Hands in the air.
I have to guess that if you have 12 police officers standing outside of your house, you're probably not too worried about what that package is going to be because it sounds like you're going to jail for a while.
Well, it also shows the way, the twists and turns of life, because that morning, the guy that was, the subject of the police coming to the house, he wasn't considering that, I could be arrested today. He's just like, yeah, I need to put in an order. Got to get some stuff delivered.
Because I've got a long life ahead of me outside of the bars.
That's right. No concerns here.
I'm not going to jail.
Yeah.
Clearly not.
I just know that if I was the Amazon delivery driver, I would have a really tough time with that. Because I'd be pulling up and you see the police cars and you're like, well, that's probably for a different house. It's probably for something else.
Is this serious? I know there's 13 police officer cars, but
I mean, there's no barricade or anything, so I guess I'm allowed, and I just keep going, and then
until they stop you.
Yeah, and so you just keep walking until you realize you've gone too far. But I don't know. It is a great video. You definitely have to check it out. We can send it to you if you want. If you want to text in at 8772 Radio U.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Isaiah, they're trying to bring back. Scientists are trying to bring back the woolly mammoth and other extinct species, right? Basically,
I am familiar with that.
A Jurassic Park scenario, but we're not dabbling in dinosaurs yet. But some other woolly mammoth, the dodo bird, other extinct species they're trying to bring back. Well, an important step has been taken by an Australian company called WYRW. They haven't been able to bring back a live woolly mammoth, but what they have been able to do is create what they call a woolly mammoth meatball. They've been able to recreate meat using woolly mammoth DNA. It says here they took the DNA sequence for mammoth myoglobin, a key muscle protein in giving the meat its flavor, and filled in the few gaps using elephant DNA. So it's mostly woolly mammoth meatball with a little elephant mixed in. Would you eat it?
I don't even know if I would eat elephant.
You don't know if you would eat elephant. I don't know if you're allowed.
Well, then why are we allowed? Then why are we allowed to eat woolly mammoth?
It's not actually elephant. It's elephant. It's like elephant DNA.
It just seems similar. They're like the same animal.
But they didn't kill an elephant, is what I'm saying.
But wouldn't they be killing a woolly mammoth?
Well, all the woolly mammoths are already dead.
We're bringing them back to life. Why can't we just bring an elephant back to life?
Well, they can.
Why can't we just kill one and bring one back to life? We can just bring things back to life now.
We can, then the meat would be missing. But that, they're trying, lab-grown meat, that's a thing now, right? They can, 3D print steaks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they're doing here. They don't have a live woolly mammoth that they then slaughtered and chopped up a steak out of it. But they use the woolly mammoth DNA to devise a meatball that they created in a lab. So it is meat, but it's not from a live creature.
So it's fake meat.
But it's supposed to recreate.
Kind of like impossible meat.
It seems impossible. So the thing is, though, the scientists have now been able to recreate this woolly mammoth meatball. The problem is they are not willing to eat it. And in fact, nobody is allowed to eat it right now. They say they have an excuse. They say, we haven't seen this protein for thousands of years, so we have no idea how our immune system would react when we eat it. That's what they say. They do say if they do it again, if they have to do it all over, they'll adjust that so that it should be actually edible in their eyes. It's edible in my eyes. I would definitely try it. Why not?
Yeah, I think, if they put it in front of me, I'd probably try it. I'd probably try it.
Wouldn't it be cool to be the only living human to have eaten a woolly mammoth?
Yeah, but I think people would, PETA would come after you probably.
But why? You didn't hurt any animals.
But still.
You didn't
they would still
hurt
be
any.
upset. So do you think...
Is that what we're going to do, Isaiah, is we're going to let PETA run our lives?
Well, that's what they do right now.
They run your life?
They do run my life.
I saw you eating chicken over there just
Well, that doesn't bother me. So that doesn't bother me. But do you think...
tell PETA about it.
Do you think vegans would be up for the woolly mammoth meat then?
I think if it's not hurting an animal, it's not taken from a live animal.
So they'd be cool with that?
It's not taken... There was no animals... No animals were harmed in the making of this meatball.
Well, then why?
So it's fine.
If we can just bring back any animal, then why are we so worried about them?
Well, we can't do it yet. We can bring back any animal in meat form, apparently. We can't do it living yet. We're working on that.
There's a bunch of things that are about to go extinct right now that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Why don't we just make a couple more?
We're not eating those.
Why can't we just make it? I know I don't want to eat those. I'm saying, why can't we just make a couple more? I'm not saying we need to eat all the animals, not worry about them that way. I'm just saying, why are we so worried about all these animals going extinct if we're just going to make more of them?
Well, it's not easy. It's expensive. And it takes a lot of time.
Well, it's worth it.
But
for the animals.
My question for you was, if you could eat any animal that isn't typically eaten, just to see what it tastes like, forget about all the repercussions. It's just like, I've always wondered whatever meat tastes like. What would you got one?
Probably Basset Hound.
Basset Hound. Jim the dog.
My
don't
own
listen.
dog. No, I don't know what I would pick. That normally isn't eaten. I don't know. I feel like I'm a pretty picky eater as is, so I don't know what my go-to would be for animal that's not eaten.
I'll tell you the first thing.
I've never tried alligator before. I feel like that'd be a cool thing to try.
You could do that. I think there's some restaurants in town.
Yeah.
I might be able to hook you up with. The one that jumped to mind for me was, and I don't understand this, it's just my first instinct is penguin.
Penguin?
I don't even think penguins would probably taste good.
I would probably say no, that they smell really bad.
They do. And it'd probably be like a mix of fishy and a mix of
birdie
chicken. So maybe that's not the worst, though.
Hudson and Isaiah seem like they know a lot about sports, yet somehow it's Nikki that always gets it right. The Riot, Radio U.
But first, I'll say it. It's time we do something about overpaid teachers. At least this overpaid teacher in this one instance.
I like it.
Otherwise, teachers don't make enough. Let's make
but
it
right here.
Let's make it worth their while. But for this teacher, this is a different situation. This is in New Jersey where we have a substitute teacher. Listen to this, Isaiah. You tell me if you think teachers are overpaid. This substitute teacher, her name is Shaylin Coley. She was hired to work at Stanford Public Schools in New Jersey. She was supposed to get $105 per day. That's subbing, but still, that's not enough, right?
That's because you think they work 8 hours?
I mean, at least 8 hours. Put in a full day.
I mean, I'm not good at math, but that's $15 an hour.
Yeah, that kind of sucks for a teacher. It's a lot of hard work.
Less.
You should see Isaiah trying to do the math. It's actually, no,
I'm terrible at math. It's $10 an hour.
Yeah, which is no good.
$10 an hour.
But that's subbing. So I don't know if you can't sub full time, right? But Shaylin Coley, though, her ship came in when she, this is going back to mid-November of last year, where she was mistakenly paid $27,000 per day.
Well, that's a big difference.
That's way off. That's not even you misplaced a decimal. That is somebody made a huge mistake.
Instead of getting $100, she got $27,000.
$27,000.
That's a big mess up.
$27,000 a day. She worked 2 days in the pay period, so she walked away with 54 grand from one paycheck.
Now that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's right. You're making six figures in no time.
Can you imagine that rolling into your bank account? That just getting dropped in after one day of work? Like, what? What was she thinking?
She was expecting
$100.
210.
Yeah.
She got $54K. So she was feeling good. But it didn't take long. You misplaced that amount of money as a school system, and it's not going to take long before it's figured out. So there was plenty of email communication between this substitute teacher and the public school officials. According to the record, apparently she contacted her bank, and the bank said, nope, we won't reverse it, which I don't know. I don't know how banks work. I guess maybe they said that. Feels like they wouldn't say that. But so she's like, well, you guys are going to have to, the bank says you guys have to do it. The school isn't able to do it either. So they came to an agreement where she was supposed to drop off a check, which also feels like not the right way to do things.
No way that's happening.
That check can bounce so easily. She clears out that account. That check's not going anywhere, and she's to somewhere else with $54,000. But she didn't even go through all that hassle. She just never dropped off the check. So they now have seized her bank account, which did have close to $20,000 in it. So this happened mid-November. Her bank account was seized mid-February with about $20K in it, but that's still $34K short of what the school was owed.
She's probably paying off a bunch of stuff too. Like you think about if you get like that lump sum dropped in, she's probably just paying off student loans. She's probably paying off her car, and then all of a sudden she's down like $24K, and then they ask for it back. Like, no, she's not going to have it. It makes sense.
Yeah, of course not. And she paid off what was probably a bunch of foreign stuff to her. Listen to this. So the search warrant was granted on January 31st, and then shortly thereafter is when they seized her account with about, again, close to $20K in it. But between, again, mid-November when she was paid and then January 31st, there was over 100 transactions on the account. Is that a lot?
No.
In 3 months when
not
you have
That's
$54,000
one
in
transaction a day.
Yeah, that's not much at all.
That's not a lot of transactions.
So that makes it sound like she was just going crazy with it. And to spend $30,000 in a month, in 3 months, that is a lot.
That's a lot.
Depending on what you're doing. But she has now been charged with larceny in the first degree. I'll say that if I ever get overpaid to that amount, I don't know how I'm going to pay it back. As in, it will just feel like a hostage negotiate. Like I'm going to feel like I'm getting scammed, even though I'm the one that's making off with all the money. It feels like I'm stealing.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to feel like I'm getting stolen from, and I have to give the money back.
Let me ask you this.
If. I'm probably never going to be able to.
RadioU overpaid you, and I mean, obviously you know how much you get paid every month, right?
Yeah.
If they overpaid you, what is your reaction?
Well, one time I did think I got overpaid.
And what'd you do?
It was only a little bit, and I emailed somebody, and I felt stupid. I was like, is this normal? And they're like, actually, yes, it is normal. You just haven't been paying very close attention, have you? And
wow.
yeah.
So you just went straight to the boss and said, you know what? I think you guys gave me too much money. I would be like, I must have gotten a raise.
Yeah.
I must have gotten a raise.
Well, that's probably what this woman thought.
Yeah,
and look how it turned out for
raise.
her. Grand larceny. Or just larceny, not grand larceny. So didn't turn out so well.
Not so hot.
Well, I mean, I guess that's still up for debate because she still did get probably to pay off a bunch of debts if we're assuming the best about her. So.
I mean, $30K. She got to spend $30,000 for 2 days of work.
Any of us should be happy with that.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
First, it's something I did miss during the not during the Battle of the Buzz, during the spring fundraiser. I missed doing Would You Rather Wednesday. It's always fun.
It's a good day.
It's always really something to ponder, the Would You Rather Wednesday. So text in your answer for today's question, which is, you ready for this, Isaiah? Would you rather have one free vacation in a year or have free tickets to every concert and sports event for the entire year? One entire year. You can either get one free vacation wherever you want or one or free tickets to all the sports and concerts you want to go to.
Is that, you want me to answer right now?
Why don't you go ahead and answer?
My answer is definitely the free concerts and sports tickets.
Okay.
I will save more money over the course of the year doing that rather than one vacation.
So what would you... Now, I'm saying free concerts and sports tickets. That means you can go if you wanted to go to the Super Bowl. So I guess in this scenario, you could go for free. You're still going to have to pay for everything else involved.
Yes.
But you get to the Super Bowl, that's free for you.
I can go to every Browns game I want to. I can have really good seats. The really good seats part is a bonus. Obviously, being able to have free tickets, it doesn't really matter. I can just sit front row at any game, so that's for sure a huge bonus. I'm going to Cavs games. I'm going to Ohio State games. I'm going to Blue Jackets games. All my sports teams. I'm going to a ton of games for sure.
And what about concerts?
And then concerts, I can consider in concerts. I go to a lot of concerts too in the summertime as well. Festivals, things like that. Another big bonus for me because I live a pretty active lifestyle in the summertime. I go to a lot of concerts, a lot of festivals, things like that. And then sporting events, I would go to way more if I was able to go to all of them for free. And I think one vacation would be awesome to have like one stellar vacation that's really awesome. But for me, I think being able to sprinkle the happiness over the course of the year is a little bit more of how I appreciate it. I appreciate my experiences and things like that. I like to do a lot of little things throughout the year rather than like one big thing.
Yeah. David texted in. He said, and this is a good question, how long is the vacation? I say that's up to you. As much as your vacation time at your job or whatever will allow, you can make it like for us, like at least for me, I get about 2 weeks of paid vacation. I could take the entire 2 weeks if I wanted and make that the one vacation. I don't think I would. Well, I mean, if it was free, I guess maybe I would.
That's what you would probably do.
But
that's what you'd have to do.
Yeah, I'd feel like I'd take about. If it was me, I think I'd take 1 week and just make that a really good week.
Yeah.
But
it's like a one-time shot. It's just kind of how you like if you're the type of person that when you do your vacation time, if you do one big vacation in the summer and that's what you do, then it would make sense to pick the one free vacation. But if you're a person that like spreads it out throughout the course of the year, like your vacation is like I take a lot of Fridays off. I don't really do one big vacation.
Yeah.
I think the concert/sports tickets makes more sense for me.
I think let's get some texts in on this. People are texting in. Would you rather have one free vacation? The stipulation is for that. People are asking how long. However long your job, like everything else is realistic. Your job, whatever. If you think, I'll just take a vacation for a year. Well, if your job wouldn't allow that, then whatever. But so be realistic with it. But one free vacation or free tickets for a whole year to all the concerts and sports you want wherever. 8772 Radio U. I'll give my answer next, and we'll get to all the texts.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Would you rather Wednesday? The question is, would you rather have one free vacation or free tickets to all of the concerts and sports you could possibly attend in a year? Let me tell you about Would You Rather Wednesday. People love getting bogged down in the details. How long is the vacation? What's all included on the vacation? Where are the sports and concerts that I can go to? All these questions. Listen, it's one free vacation. Whatever is included on the vacation, that's up to you. And it's a vacation. It's not a gap year. It's a vacation. Okay? And then just go from there. So here's what we've got. We've got Adam. He just says one free vacation. Good call.
Easy
Adam.
enough.
D says free tickets. Also, David, free tickets. Now, David says going to all the concerts and sports would be like a bunch of mini vacations.
That's what I think, David.
Okay.
I agree.
Owen said, depending on how long the vacation is, he take the vacation. And then he said, actually, he'll just take the vacation. And Jeremy says concerts and events because the ones I'll never go to, I'll sell the tickets. So then I'll make enough money to fund a vacation. Now that's a loophole, Jeremy. I don't really think that's in the spirit of the question. But
yeah, that's a little tough loophole.
Yeah, but we'll allow it. Let me tell you what I pick. I pick the vacation. The reason being is for sports, If I have one free vacation and I can take a week to go somewhere, a week up to 2 weeks to go somewhere, and it's completely free, I can do stuff I would never, ever be able to dream of doing in a regular lifetime. I could go to someplace in Europe or whatever, just do something, just some tropical island. I could bounce between a few and include it all in that one vacation if I wanted to.
You could.
And that's stuff that is seemingly unrealistic based off of the life I live. Now, you might think, well, think about all the sporting events that you could go to or the concerts you could go to. Yeah, but I only have free tickets. So I have free tickets to the Super Bowl. I might cash in those tickets, but then that's my vacation. I'm using time to go to the Super Bowl. I'm spending a bunch of money, which is not going to be cheap to get to the Super Bowl. And you can only afford, again, in my lifestyle, I can only afford one or two of those once in a lifetime sporting experiences. Whereas when it comes to vacation, like this is something I really would never be able to do. So I'm going vacation. I'm going full vacation.
I respect that. I think it's a good answer. I think it's a good answer for you.
But I mean, this is a, dare I say, we've come up with a classic would you rather, because this one is tough. It's not easy. I can really see the benefits of all the sports and concerts. And if I had that opportunity, I'd cash in a lot of them. I sure would. Yeah.
I think it just depends. It's just lifestyle. It's just different lifestyle stuff. It's like kind of what you prefer. If you would rather have the one vacation a year, to be able to go somewhere crazy and do something awesome for that 1 week, or if you want to do a lot of smaller things like going to a bunch of the sporting events and concerts and stuff. And if you're already doing that, then you're going to maybe save money in the long run by going to those sporting events and concerts and whatnot. And we get a lot more people texting in. Best said vacation. Colin said, I'll take the vacation. I usually have to be at work after a show and it's tiring. He said he's going straight to Arizona. Jason said
you had me there for a minute, Colin. It is like Isaiah, you don't realize the concert you'd be going to in the middle of the week and how tired you'd be coming in the next morning.
Oh, yeah.
But then Colin said he's choosing, I have a free vacation. I can go anywhere for free. Arizona.
I like your style. A man who knows what he wants. Jason said vacation. He's going to Australia and New Zealand area.
Either a Lord of the Rings or a Coral Reef fan.
Hannah says vacation. She does not like concerts anyway or sports, so she's going to be.
Well, that's easy for her.
Yeah, she's going to be heading out on vacation. That makes sense to her.
I also see that Hannah's in Vermont. I don't know that there's a lot of. I mean, I guess you could drive to New England, but it feels like there's not as much sports going on in Vermont.
Probably not.
It's not like you're in a town where you have a bunch of events and concerts going on, anyways. So it's going to be a little more of an ask for you to even get to one.
Jessica says vacation. She could travel internationally for free.
Yeah, it's expensive.
A good way to do it.
It's expensive enough to travel within the lower 48. Forget about going internationally. So if you got one chance to do as much as you could in a short span for free, all expenses paid, forget about all the food you could eat that you'd never get to eat normally. That's why I'm going.
It's another
vacation.
Bonus. A lot of bonuses.
What a Would You Rather Wednesday.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Right now, Isaiah, I have an exciting new dating option for you. What if you didn't have to go through all the hassle of dating apps? It's a lot of trouble, isn't it? All the swiping and updating and things of that nature, messaging.
There is a lot on there, yes.
Yeah, it's too much. What if you could just get rid of all those dating apps and it could all be replaced by a simple ring? I'm talking about the Pair Ring. Have you seen this?
I have not seen this.
The Pair Ring is something now that you are able to buy. It's about $20, and you get this Pair Ring. It is it's a pear colored, is what it is, and you wear this ring. And so then the idea is, if you're seen wearing the Pair Ring, you're out and about, you're at the gym, you're at a wedding, you're at a restaurant, you're at a bar, whatever. Someone sees you wearing the ring, they're like, fair game. Let's see what happens. Let me chat them up. What do you say about that? What if every single person in the world was wearing a Pair Ring? You could easily tell who was spoken for, who wasn't, who was, who you could chat up.
I don't know.
You think you could deal with that kind of pressure?
I think it'd be I think if everybody wore it, like if every single person wore it.
Every single person.
It wouldn't be weird. Right? I think it would be an interesting concept.
Yeah.
But I know not everybody's wearing it. And I know the people that are wearing it. I don't think are people that you're going to want to be hanging out with.
I don't know. That's taken off on TikTok. You should see some of the people that are wearing it on TikTok. There's some, pretty big personalities out there that have already adapted the pear ring as their way of signaling to the world, I'm single and ready to mingle. And when you think about it, that is like one of the struggles of dating, right? Is sometimes you get to meet somebody new in some scenario and you're like, or you just see somebody out and about. You're like, well, they're cute, but you don't know. Like, should I go? Like, they probably have a boyfriend. You just assume, and you never take the chance with this.
You gotta take the chance.
This could remove all of that doubt from your mind.
That is true.
And I mean, I can see the positives of this, and the dating apps. Like, it's just so much,
Yeah, but also I think if you're wearing this, you seem too eager. You seem too
eager?
I think you seem too eager because I think if you want a relationship that bad, you're going to end up in a relationship that you probably shouldn't have gotten into in the first place because you're too eager. It has to just come naturally.
Hold on, though. Doesn't getting on a dating app say that you're eager?
Yeah, but just because you're on the dating app, it's a lot more casual, I think, when you're just like texting or whatever, feeling the vibe out. If I go out in public wearing a ring and asking people to come up to me, I don't know. I don't think it's for not for me. And if you wear this ring as well, you don't have this wonderful out that we've all used before when somebody approaches you that you are not attracted to or you don't think you vibe with them, and you can just easily say, I have a girlfriend, I'm sorry. And they just walk around and say, you know what? He had a girlfriend.
Does that
even though I
happen to you a lot?
There's been times where I've had to use that one before, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Or someone's came up to me and I've said, I have a girlfriend, even though I do not. But that's a good way to do it.
So you've lied.
I have lied, yes. I've lied direct to save feelings,
straight to women's faces.
I would want people to lie to me if I walked up and they were like, I am not interested in this guy. I would rather just say, oh, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because then in my mind, I walk away and go, well, if she didn't have a boyfriend, she could have been interested.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're telling me that you didn't think I was butt ugly.
I think there's a lot of potential here. And I think getting on the dating apps, the positive of that is where everybody stands pretty much on a dating app. You do. If they're on there, they're probably single. Most likely, not everyone, but they're probably single. And this would just bring that into the real world.
It would. For me personally, I'm not a big ring guy. I don't think I can pull off a ring.
If you are in a relationship, watch out if you see like your significant other shows up and they're wearing a pear ring.
All of a sudden,
it's a bad sign.
He's got this teal ring on.
It also becomes a real easy way to break up with people.
When did you start wearing that?
Real subtly.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Mr. Beast, you're familiar, aren't you, Isaiah?
I am.
You tune into his channel a lot.
I have watched his videos before.
You've watched a few videos. Can I say I've never knowingly watched a Mr. Beast video?
Really? I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
He has some pretty entertaining ones.
You love charitable folks, don't you?
I'm a charitable guy.
Yeah, just like Mr. Beast. If you just had the money, you'd be giving all this stuff away too, wouldn't you? Your stunned silence is very reassuring. Mr. Beast is once again the biggest YouTube channel there is. He's actually making waves for a TikTok that he posted where he loves giving stuff away. In this case, in this situation, he's at some restaurant and he asks the waitress. He says to her, "What's the biggest tip you've ever received?" She says like $50. And he says, has anyone ever tipped a car? And he pulls out the set of keys. It's a black Toyota sedan. He tips this woman a brand new Toyota vehicle. Now, there are some caveats. It is wrapped, apparently as a chocolate bar line called Feastables.
Brand spanking new.
It's got Feastables all plastered all over the outside of the car, so that it is a big advertisement for his chocolate bar line. But nevertheless, this gal gets the car. And the other caveat is she says she was late to work today because she took an Uber. She doesn't even know how to drive.
Oh, that's nice for her. She's gonna be getting her license soon.
Now there's a chance to learn, I guess. Yeah. Although how's she gonna get that car home is another question.
They'll have to work those details out.
Yeah, figure it out. Maybe she can just I don't know, but So now the question is, the controversy is, some people are saying that, well, one, the car's not especially helpful because she's not able to drive. So what's she going to do with it? I don't know. Sell it. Learn to
Whatever
drive.
she wants, it's hers now.
Or two, people are also upset that it is wrapped in the car is a big advertisement for his chocolate bar line. And so then you're driving around a big commercial for Mr. Beast and his chocolate.
Well, if he gave you the car for free, he gave you the car. I think you owe him that. Maybe you should advertise for him.
But then it's not giving it to you for free, is it?
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to give you anything.
He doesn't have to.
So why would you be upset that he's saying, here you go, I'll give you this free car for free? You don't have a car. You don't have your license yet, but I'm giving you this free car, however much it's worth, and all you have to do is just have Feastables on the side.
I
would take it and I would drive it around every day.
You would? Yeah, I mean, I'd take the free car.
For sure.
But how bad is it that I would be like, okay, how much does it cost to get rid of the Feastables thing? Like,
That'd be messed up.
Which guy do I have to? I would definitely do it.
You probably had to sign a contract that says you're not getting rid of that.
I know, and that would hurt me inside.
Yeah.
I don't even care. I just don't want to drive around a big advertisement for something. That would hurt, you know? I'd feel like, in a way, I was being taken advantage of.
Even though you got a free car.
I got a free car.
Like, how much money realistically is he going to make off you?
But I'm selling my soul
Not
for this
even
free
enough
car.
to cover that car.
I don't know if I want to advertise Feastables or not. We work at a non-commercial radio station.
Then you can just decline the car.
What if somebody said, we'll give you a free radio studio. All you have to do is play commercials. What would you do then?
Well, I already have a radio studio, so unfortunately, I'm good on that. But kind of like if I was offered, yet again, if I was offered a car that wasn't as nice as my car right now, and I wasn't able to sell it or anything that had an advertisement on, I would decline it. I would say you can give it to somebody else who doesn't have a car. That's why people complaining that this girl who doesn't have a car, who can't drive, is a bad person to give it to is ridiculous. She's the perfect person to give it to because she doesn't have a car. A lot of people already have a car, and so they don't need this advertised car.
I mean, that's true. I just think, and look, you're definitely right that you can't be upset. He's giving it away for free. I just feel like anytime you give something, you're giving a gift, but the gift comes with conditions. I don't like that. That upsets me. But I mean, I'm not saying this is a bad thing to do. It's just in my case, like, I don't want somebody to, if somebody does something nice for you, it should just be something nice.
Yeah.
I don't want the strings attached. And this has some strings attached. I think you can look past the strings. But you can't always look past the strings.
You can't always, but I think if you're giving, I think it all just depends circumstantially, because if you're giving away a car, you might as well. I mean, for me, if I was giving away a car, if I was like, you know what, I'm going to give away a car, I might as well smack Isaiah on the side of it. I might as well smack my face on it. You know what, if I'm giving it away, I might as well advertise on it. Your car should say,
Isaiah's a nice guy.
It should. It should say right along the side of it. You can drive my car around. I'm giving it to you for free. It's just going to say my name on it.
You just have to promote me.
Yeah.
And see,
easy enough.
But then see, if you did that, then wouldn't that feel a little weird? It'd feel a little weird.
I'd love it.
Hey, they're already eating anyways. Might as well do it on the show. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
Why is it? Here's something I hate. Why is it that it is so hard when you have a problem to actually do anything about it? Like, let me give you an example.
Okay.
If you got money issues, it's not just like, well, I'll just make more money or something. Like, it's not even that easy. If you've got money issues in life, it's like, well, you got to make a budget and you got to stick to it. And then maybe one day you'll make more money. And also you got to snowball your debt and all this stuff. It's like so many steps. Or if you've got, like if you went through a trauma, not to trivialize it, but it's like, you can't just have it easily sorted out. It's a drawn out process. You got to find a therapist and you probably got to pay them and all this nonsense you have to go through. It's just a lot of work.
It's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of steps and it's a lot of hassle. And I wish there was a way to simply address all of that. And I'll tell you that while all of that stuff that we just all those steps, that hassle to sort out either of those issues or so many other issues, necessary, helpful, they work. But if you're feeling overwhelmed by all of that, there's a first step you can take that isn't a lot of hassle. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of planning and whatnot and sticking to something. It's a simple step. It's saying, hey, God, I want some help with this. Whether it is money issues, whether you've been through something difficult, we really all have. whatever it is that you've got on your plate. That's like, well, to come back from this, I'm going to have to go through so much rigmarole. It's going to be ridiculous. Take the first step of letting God help you. Say, hey, Jesus, I need some help with this. It feels overwhelming to try to get started, to try to dig out of what I've gone through. I want you to help me out with it. And that first step will lead you to all those other steps and make each of those other steps a little easier. God wants to make things better for you. He wants to help you through all that you've gone through and what you're currently dealing with. And all you need to do is ask, hey, Jesus, I want that. If you want to know more, check out radiou.com/free gift.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Now, sci-fi fans have got to be excited about this, I imagine. The X-Files, one of the most popular sci-fi TV shows of all time, one of the longest running sci-fi TV shows of all time. It's coming back. You familiar with the X-Files, Isaiah?
I am familiar.
Did you ever watch the X-Files by chance?
I've never seen them.
You've never seen them. Did your parents?
I don't think so.
My parents were way into the X-Files for a while.
They liked them?
They loved
I'm a pretty big sci-fi fan, so I feel like I could get behind this.
You might like this. I don't know where you would stream it now, but you might want to look that up because the old X-Files, as I understand it, still hold up. And it's a little older than I thought. It premiered in 1993, but I remember my parents watching it, and then I remember me not wanting to always be around when they were watching it because it was pretty scary.
Oh, really?
Scary TV show. Yeah, but very popular. And the X-Files, according to the creator of the show, Chris Carter, a reboot, or as he actually calls it, a remount of the X-Files is coming. And it's coming with a pretty big name attached to it. You ever heard of Ryan Coogler?
He's the one who did Black Panther. Correct.
He's not been around very long, but his credits include Creed and Black Panther and then Wakanda Forever. It's a pretty solid triumvirate right there.
That is
a solid trio.
That's a good trio.
And so he is being charged with putting together a new series of X-Files, basically a reboot. So if you don't know too much about the X-Files, the story goes, it's like it's a bunch of, X-Files. The government doesn't believe that these stories are true. And then you have Fox Mulder, played by David Duchovny in the original series. He's a conspiracy theorist. He's joined by Scully. They have a little romance type thing going on. And she's not quite as conspiracy theory as he is. And then they go out and they look up every episode. It's kind of a different episode of what thing they're looking into. Aliens, monsters, cults.
All the sci-fi stuff.
All this kind of stuff. And it does get pretty frightening in many instances. Again, I remember that from a kid. I've seen a few episodes as an adult. It is one of the shows that I mean to tackle, but it was a long-running show. There's a lot of episodes. It take a while to get through.
Yeah, my dad just texted me. He says he loves the X-Files.
He loves the X-Files.
My mom and dad watch it all the time.
You want to do a little rewatch?
Might have to.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of sci-fi stuff, so this I am for. I also like Black Panther, so
yeah,
I'm for that as well.
Well, this is in the very early stages. There's really nothing else we know about what is going on with this, where it will air, when it will air, will it be a show, will it be like a mini series, what's going to go on with it. But I think a lot of people are excited to hear that the X-Files coming back in a whole new way with Ryan Coogler taking charge. And now you have a new old show to go back and watch.
I've been needing a show.
You want me and you? We don't have to watch it together, but we kind of both watch and we can compare notes and stuff.
Yeah, so you can talk about it on the podcast. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure Nikki would love that.
She would love that.
While Isaiah is wishing for a girlfriend, Nikki and Hudson are just wishing for any friend at all. The Riot. Radio U.
I feel like you and PETA have a little bit of a war going on between you. Do you feel that?
Is there some tension there?
Yeah, I think there's some tension between you and PETA. They haven't come after you directly, but I feel like you've come after them directly.
Well, if they're against spanking dogs, then we have an issue.
That's not all they're against. That's just one of the many things. But PETA is also in a little bit of a war in Baltimore, Maryland. They've got a seafood restaurant that they've kind of been competing with, where they're trying to, convince people to stop eating at this seafood restaurant, stop eating seafood in general. And so they just, for PETA, they just put out an advertisement that actually aired on TV in Baltimore where they are trying to convince people to not eat crabs. In the ad, they say crabs are clever. Why can't I say this? Crabs. Can we cut and start over?
No.
Okay. Crabs are clever little people.
Clever little people?
That's how they describe the crabs in this ad. They say, humans have always mocked something they find a little different, but it's a woman with a British accent. Crabs may look different from us. They may be small, but that's no reason to harm them and mock them. You ever mock crabs?
I've never mocked an animal, I don't think.
No.
In general.
I don't really mock animals. I just eat them. I just like to eat them. It's tough because, sometimes PETA comes out with stuff, and can I say, I don't always disagree with the premise of, well, we should be nice to animals. We should treat them well.
I agree.
And sometimes I feel like if I really thought about it really deeply, I'd feel really bad about eating animals. But at the same time, they taste good, and other animals eat other animals, so why should we be any different? But then they always undercut their case by saying stuff like crabs are clever little people. And then
that's a wild
Then it makes
statement.
me really want to disagree with them.
Like, that is a crazy statement. It says they are individuals with feelings, absolutely capable in their own environment. It's time to look at crabs with fresh eyes.
I mean, okay, I'll stop mocking them if that's what you're asking, but am I going to stop eating them? You want me to stop eating crabs?
I never started, mainly because I can't afford them.
I can get some good crab for you.
Get some good crab?
Yeah, I know a guy.
I thought crab was expensive, or am I thinking of lobster?
No, crab can be expensive. You want good crab?
I would prefer for it to be good.
But you're
if
also
I'm gonna eat it.
like you grew up in a landlocked state, so you don't even know if you can find good crab where you grew up. So.
Well, I can find it somewhere.
Yeah, but will it be good though?
I
It
don't
won't be
know.
the same as this was in Baltimore, Maryland. It won't be the same as Baltimore, Maryland crab.
Well, I guess they don't have to worry about me eating their little friends.
I guess not. But you're eating a lot of their other friends. You don't want to know how they describe cows.
Well, we had to pick one. We can stick with crabs for now.
Crabs. Actually, what if PETA was kind of honest? It's like cows are actually dumb large people.
They're the big ones, the big dumb ones.
They are just like us, except stupider and bigger.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Now, Isaiah, what is the most annoying type of phone call?
Oh, in general?
Yeah. I was expecting an answer. It wasn't a rhetorical question.
Annoying phone
Although I do have an
calls.
answer.
I don't know if I have a specific phone call in mind that is the most annoying. I think it's all just in consideration of my irritability at the time.
Oh, okay. So it's not we've been trying to reach you about your vehicle's extended warranty.
Oh, those
call.
Honestly, those aren't terrible because I just hang up on them.
They're easy to ignore,
Yeah.
easy to hang up on.
I can tell right away when it's fake, obviously.
But when they come constantly, it is pretty frustrating. And you get them over and over again, and everybody gets them, and everybody's tired of them. Well, finally, it looks like the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is about to put a stop to that. Apparently, they have unveiled a court order that's targeting a few companies that are responsible for the vast majority of those calls of that nature. And so if this court order is approved, these companies, the companies named here, will no longer be permitted to engage in outgoing telemarketing at all. And they'd actually be permanently banned from the vehicle warranty business as well. That's pretty major.
It's pretty serious. I think that is long overdue, though.
It is overdue because they're obviously scamming people.
Yeah, like it should be illegal.
It should be illegal, and it sounds like eventually they're going to pay the price for it. Now, it does feel like a Hydra situation, though, doesn't it? You cut down these couple companies and several
couple more pop up.
Will spring up to fill their place. But you got to do something. It's good that some part of the government is putting the clamps on this, because I'm just tired of getting these telemarketer calls. So your move with the telemarketer call is just to hang up right away?
Not always.
No, you mess with them?
I do mess with them sometimes. There's a
What
lot
do
of
you
times.
say?
There's a lot of times when I know it even comes in here at RadioU. We'll get the calls as well.
Yeah.
And so whenever I'm working and I hear them like calling on the phone, and they like pop up, and now they do a lot better. Our phones do, with saying like this is possible spam or whatever,
right?
And so you can tell right away. So usually,
and here on your own personal phone, you can just not answer. But at Radio, we got to answer the phone.
I have to answer the phone
if it's actually a real person making a request. Or saying something nice about the riot, we want to hear that.
And so I'll answer the phone by saying like my typical RadioU, and then they say like they start their little jazz thing, and then I'll just say we're about to put you on the air for the question of the day. Hopefully you're ready, and then the person usually pauses, and then I'll say, "Oh, we're back from the break, whatever," and then I act as if I'm talking on the air, and then they usually hang up at that point.
Wow, that's a great move.
Yeah, because they don't want to be live on the radio scamming people. That's a terrible way to do it.
Do you find that more satisfying than just hanging right up?
Yeah, I think it's more satisfying for me.
I'll tell you that I've never been a person, 'cause, I just don't like talking on the phone.
See, I love it.
Believe it or not. I don't like talking on the phone, so I'm not the type of person that, I'm probably not going to answer for just about anybody anyways, whether I know you or not. Just shoot me a text or something. But then if I do answer, I just want to hang up. I just want to get out of Dodge. I don't want to be talking to you. It doesn't... and if it's actually a person on the other line, it's just their job. I'm not saying that it's a noble job, but
it's not.
They're just getting paid to do it, so I don't need to make fun of them or whatever. I just need to not waste my own personal time with it.
See, for me, usually while at work, of course, I'm trying to waste as much time as possible. So whenever they call, I'm on there as long as they want.
There you go. That is, and that's easier than working for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yes, obviously. Coming
up with improv ideas to stifle the telemarketers.
I'm really practicing my radio. It's almost like working.
And if we ever do have a question of the day where you need to put people on, you'll have a lot of practice.
I'll have a lot of people that are interested as well.
There you go. Well, fortunately, these calls should be slowing down maybe a little bit eventually one day if the FTC has their way. In the meantime, just press the red hang up button.
Yeah, just keep on hanging up on them.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.